Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tuesdays with Tom. This is a Facebook Live session where we talk about business topics and those types of things. Today we're going to be talking about really the last exemplary practice of leadership. But before we get to that, my name's Tom Hamp. I'm a business coach with Advocoach with Mid-Michigan, and we do this every other Tuesday at 9:30. You really have two responsibilities. One, if you could share this video with others, whether it's live right now or whether you're watching it later. And then certainly ask some questions. If you have some questions about the topic that we're talking about today and or other business topics, certainly ask those questions and we'd be happy to answer those and get back to you in a timely fashion. Before we get real far into this session today, I did want to bring up our sponsor, Coldbox Live. This episode of Tuesdays with Tom is brought to you by Coldbox Live. Coldbox Live is a professional live streaming service that takes your live videos to the next level using professional production equipment, clear audio and graphics like nameplates, logos, and more. If you'd like to take the hassle out of your next live video and look professional on screen, visit the link right here to learn more and book your sessions today. So, one of the things that we really want to do is give props again to the Leadership Challenge. It's a book that's in its 6th edition. Really almost all the stuff that comes out of these videos is out of that book. If you haven't read it, please pick up a copy. It certainly walks you through the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. Again, the book's called The Leadership Challenge. Just a quick review. Over the last month and a half, we've been talking about those 5 practices of exemplary leadership. Let me go over them quickly one more time. We did model the way, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, and today we'll be talking about encourage the heart. So what we hope for you to take with you after watching the video today is a few things. So today we want you to be able to create an environment that makes it comfortable to receive and give feedback. We want you to find out the types of encouragement that make the most difference. Don't assume you know. Ask. Take the time to inquire and observe. Take actions that demonstrate that you have people's backs and ensure that they feel part of the whole. And then last but not least, make fun a portion of your work environment. Laugh and enjoy yourself along with others. So let's dive into encourage the heart. So really, there's 2 areas of encourage the heart. The first being recognize contributions by showing appreciation for individual excellence. And I know I could almost hear the collective groan out there is that that's not who I am. I have a difficult time showing appreciation. I'm kind of a colder person. I don't do that well. Well, guess what? That's what we're talking about today. You need to do better at doing that for your constituents. So first and foremost, expect the best, right? Show your constituents you believe. How do you do that? By showing it in your deeds and in your words. Have those conversations. Be clear about the goals and the rules that you have at your company. If you can, if you're a big Alice in Wonderland fan, if you can remember the croquet scene where the rules kept changing, everybody kept moving, so there was really a lot of confusion and nobody knew what was going on. We don't need that. So certainly be clear about the goals and rules in your organization. And then provide and seek feedback. People need to know if they're making progress or not. So it's certainly good to give them, not only just in their performance evaluations, but give them feedback on the fly. Have conversations with them. How about personalized recognition? We don't do a real good job with that. So some of the common complaints that employees, constituents have is that recognition is far too often highly predictable, mundane, and impersonal, because maybe you do it every month and you do it at the same time and those types of things. So get to know your constituents. Stoke the individual fires of each person. Back in the day, I know all the experts, consultants, business people said we don't want, as owners and of managers, we don't want to get close with our people. And I'll say that we need to do a little bit more of getting close with your people. That doesn't mean to have that they need to be friends, but as far as understanding and knowing how your people tick, that's all about good conversations, having good relationships at work. Be creative about incentives. Don't get into the rut with rewards. Do different things that you need to do to make sure that you connect with those people, and try not to just get in the rut where we do it every Friday at 3 and those types of things. And then how about just say thank you? An individual thank you. Pull somebody aside, let them know, take some time out, let them know that you certainly appreciate their efforts. that goes a long way. And a lot of times we just take that stuff for granted. Let people know you care by saying thank you on an ongoing basis, and be sincere for the most part. Celebrate the values and victories by creating a spirit of community. Too many organizations operate as if social gatherings were a nuisance, and then it goes back to what I just alluded to, and that is, many business people, consultants in the past have said you need to create separation if you're a manager between your people and your employees. And you know what? That's not as true today as that's not as true today as it may have been in the past. We want to develop these relationships. So think about, why are social media platforms some of the most successful businesses with your Facebook and Instagram and those types of things? People want that connection, whether it be in some of their outside interests or at work. So start creating some social type of events in your organization. So some of the ways that we can do that, by celebrate some of these accomplishments in public. So if somebody has exceeded some of the expectations of your work, or they've done great deeds either for the client or internal or both, certainly celebrate those publicly. And what this does, the byproduct of that is it increases person's sense of worth and certainly improves performance. It's been proved. Provide social support. Work groups made up of friends perform much higher than those that are not. So if you force groups together that aren't very social or not very friendly, it's difficult to get off the ground, those types of things. So have fun together. Helps maintain and sustain levels of intensity and hard work. If you can have maybe even some spontaneous fun, think about those issues. Be personally involved. Way back when we first started this, we talked about that initial practice of model the way. People watch you. So if you're not actively engaged, it becomes an issue. It may come off as fake or not the true person of what you're trying to accomplish. So model the way. So you want to show you care, and certainly you've heard this before. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Try and make sure that you're doing more of this in your business. It makes them feel that that you have their best interest at heart. Spread the story. So once you hear a success story or somebody that's done something good in your organization, spread that around the organization. Take time in your meetings to talk about what's going on. Give those kudos to those people that are performing very, very well. And then make celebrations part of your organizational life. Put celebrations on the calendar. That way people can look forward to those, and they get excited because they know something like that's coming up. Don't be too rigid with that, but again, start to do that on an ongoing basis. So that kind of wraps up our leadership, the 5 exemplary practices of leadership. In 2 weeks, we're going to come back and we're going to change gears. We're going to get into the family business series. But let's recap our discussion today. We talked about encouraging the heart. We talked about creating an environment that makes it comfortable to receive and give feedback. Make sure you keep those lines open. Find out the types of encouragement that make the most difference. Don't assume you know. Ask. Have a conversation. Take the time to inquire and observe. Take actions that demonstrate that you have the people's backs and that you ensure they feel part of the whole. Before we take off, let's see if there's a question here. Is that, what is the first step to begin changing your leadership style? And that's a great question. Thanks, Jimmy, for asking that. What happens is that we usually want to feel comfortable and stay comfortable. So the first step is getting out of your box. Try just one thing, as far as go up to somebody that you know that have done a good job or a good deed in the last week or so, pull them aside and just say thank you. That's a great place to start, because I know I've talked with a number of different owners that say that's just not my personality. To be a good leader, it has been proven that if you can do these things over time and be sincere about that, that improves efficiency and the level of intensity and hard work that you have. So I know it's difficult. Try to get out of your box. Try something small, and then those types of things will start to happen. Yes, back when you're doing your planning, maybe you'd be a little bit more deliberate on some of these things, but that's a good place to start. Get out of your comfort zone. Tell people thank you for the effort they are providing for you and your company, and that's a great place to start. So thanks for that question. The last piece was make fun a portion of your work environment, especially with the, we categorize millennials today and how we can make a great work environment. This is a good start for that type of culture. Make sure that your work environment's fun, laugh and enjoy yourself along with others. So just one last thing on the wrap up this leadership series is that leadership is just not the responsibility of the leader or the CEO of the company. Leadership is everyone's business. Everyone can practice what we talked about over the last few weeks about being a leader in your own job position, in your own environment. It's an opportunity for you to be a leader and practice some of the stuff that we've talked about. So this was Facebook Live. It's called Tuesdays with Tom. We thank you for being here for these episodes and asking questions. We certainly appreciate that. Once again, I want to talk about my sponsor. This episode of Tuesdays with Tom is brought to you by Coldbox Live. Coldbox Live is a professional live streaming service that takes your live videos to the next level using professional production equipment, clear audio, and graphics like nameplates, logos, and more. If you'd like to take the hassle out of your next live video and look professional on screen, visit the link right here to learn more and book your sessions today. This is Tom Hamp. I'm a business coach with Advocoach in Michigan. You've been watching Tuesdays with Tom. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks.